So we'll go ahead and get started. Find a comfortable seat on the mat, being sure to pull the flesh away from the sit bones so that you're starting with a solid foundation, stable foundation. Draw the navel in towards your spine and allow the crown of the head to reach towards the sky. Imagine creating space between each of the vertebrae. Bring your shoulder blades together and then down the back, placing the hands on the thighs, palms up, and close your eyes. Begin to become aware of the breath, allowing that breath to flow in through your nose and out through your nose. And then bring the breath into balance by making the inhale the same length as the exhale. So if the inhale is for a count of 4, the exhale would be for a count of 4. If your inhale was for a count of 6, your exhale would be for a count of 6, and so on. With each inhale, allow the spine to grow tall. And as you exhale, keep the length in the spine and just begin to soften the body. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. Let the knees just gravitate towards the earth. Today's class focuses on pigeon pose. So we're going to be doing preparation poses to get us to pigeon, and then counter poses for after. And pigeon pose is a very deep pose. And a lot of times in this pose, we can feel a little bit vulnerable because the stretch is so intense. It can be a little scary, like, ooh, is something going to snap? But what we need to learn to do is to relax and let go and allow the muscles to stretch, to elongate. Allow our breath to become balanced. So instead of holding on so tight, we're going to practice releasing and letting go. Let's bring our hands together at the heart in Anjali Mudra, prayer position. We'll breathe together 3 times, and on the 3rd exhale, we'll share the sound of Om. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale and exhale. And for the 3rd time together, inhale. Bow your head. Place the hands on the thighs. Softly open the eyes, looking forward. So we're going to go ahead and lay down on our backs to get started today. Once you get there, just have the legs out nice and long, arms by your sides. So we want to maintain that balanced breath. Inhale and exhale are equal. The feet are flexed, but heels remain on the ground. On the inhale, the arms come up overhead until the thumbs touch the space behind you. As you exhale, arms come back down by your sides. So you're moving with your breath at your own pace here. Now, let's say you have a shoulder injury. You would just skip these arm raises and focus on the breath. And another thing you can do, if your shoulders bother you and you can't do poses like this, you can open and close the hands. Just any movement that you can link with the breath. So inhale, arms come up overhead. This time as you exhale, the right knee draws into the chest. You can hug it in with the hands. Inhale, extend the right leg long, arms up overhead. Exhale, draw the left knee in. Inhale, extend the left leg, arms reach up overhead. So we're just alternating which knee we pull in on the exhale and extending the leg and the arms on the inhale. The next time you hug the left knee in, you'll extend the left leg long, arms up overhead. Take a nice full body stretch here. Bend both knees, placing the soles of the feet on the mat. Bring the feet as wide as your mat. You can rest the hands on the belly. Let the knees just rock from side to side as you roll to the sides of the feet. Let those legs become still. Bring the feet back to just femur width apart. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Take the hands around that left thigh. Draw the legs into the chest. So this is a supine figure 4 stretch. You feel that in that right hip, right glute. That's the same stretch that you're going to feel in pigeon pose, although pigeon might be more intense. So I want you to remember this pose, because if pigeon pose is inaccessible to you, this supine figure 4 is a great alternative. And I'll remind you of that once we get there. Lower your left knee, lower your left foot followed by the right foot, and then you'll cross your left ankle over the right thigh. Hands go around that right thigh, draw the legs into the chest. Feel that stretch in that left hip, left glute. Breathe here. Lower the right foot, followed by the left. Hug the knees into the chest. So we're going to start to rock head to tail, bringing ourselves up to a seated position, but you can take a couple rocks, giving yourself a little back massage as you go. We will come up to Sukhasana, easy pose. Be sure to pull the flesh away from the sit bones. You're going to pick up your left shin leg. Make sure the right shin is parallel to the top of your mat. You're going to place your left ankle on top of the right knee, left knee on top of the right ankle. Now, some of you might have your knee way up high. That's okay. If you're more flexible, maybe your knee is resting right on your foot. We are all at different phases of the practice. So you can just rest the hands on that left leg, close your eyes, watch your breath. You're going to pick up that left foot. If you're able, you're going to place the left arch in the crook of the right elbow, left knee in the crook of the left elbow. Clasp the hands together, and you're gently rocking that leg from side to side. Now, if you can't get your leg up quite so high, you can do the same thing down lower. Become still. You're going to lower your left leg back to be stacked on top of the right. Then we'll come back to Sukhasana, easy pose, and we'll do the other side. So you're going to pick up the right leg, place the right ankle on top of the left knee, right knee on top of the left ankle. Spine is nice and tall. You can just rest the hands on that right leg. Breathe here. Now, you're going to pick up that right leg. Place the arch of the right foot in the crook of the left elbow, right knee in the crook of the right elbow. Clasp the hands together. Rock side to side. Become still. You'll lay that right leg on top of the left once again, and then we will come back to Sukhasana, easy pose. I'm going to turn around just so you can see what I'm doing next. We're going to practice Gomukhasana arms. I meant to bring a strap today and I forgot it, so I'll talk you through as if you're using a strap. If you don't have a strap, it's okay. So I'm just turning around so you can see what I'm doing. If you have a strap, you'll place it in your right hand. On the inhale, that right arm reaches towards the sky. As you exhale, bend the elbow, placing the hand between the shoulder blades. Next, you're going to reach around with the left hand. See if you can find your right fingertips here. If so, you can hold on to them. If you can't find the fingertips, you've got your strap. You can hold on to that strap instead. So I'll turn back around now. In this pose, you want that right bicep right next to the ear. Don't allow the arms to push your head forward. Breathe. Release the fingertips. Left arm comes around. Right arm reaches tall as you lower it to your knee. We'll do the other side. So if you have a strap, place that strap in the left hand. On the inhale, the left arm reaches towards the sky. Exhale, bend the knee. Bend the knee. I'm obsessed with my knees today, but I'm not calling them, not saying it to the right body part. Reach around with that right hand. See if you can grasp the left fingertips. If not, and you're using your strap, you can hold on to that strap. So the left bicep hugs into the ear. Spine is tall. Breath is balanced. Release the hands. Bring your right hand around. Left arm reaches tall. As you exhale, lower it to the knees. Bend both of the knees, placing the soles of the feet on the mat. Let the soles of the feet come together, knees open up out to the sides. So here you're pulling your heels in close to the body, holding on to the ankles. We're going to move into a forward bend, but notice you are already in a forward bend. So if you can't go any further, that's fine. If you'd like to try, you're going to root down through the sit bones. Inhale, grow tall. As you exhale, begin to hinge forward from the hips. We're not bending the back here, just hinging at those hips. Focus on the breath. Slowly bring yourself back up. Extend the legs out nice and long, coming to Dandasana, staff pose. Adjust the sit bones as needed. Place your hands by your sides, shoulder blades together and down the back. Bend the left knee, bringing the sole of the foot to the mat. Take your left hand behind the left hip and make sure that you're nice and tall here. We don't want to lean back. Wrap the right arm around the left knee. Press down through your sit bones. Inhale, create length in the spine. As you exhale, begin to twist to your left. So you're twisting into your bent knee. Make sure to keep that right foot active. Focus on your breath. Press down through the sit bones. Inhale, grow tall. Slowly come back to center. You're going to let this left knee open up out to the left. Keep the right foot flexed. As you inhale, the arms sweep up. Exhale, hinge forward. You're reaching out, creating length in the spine. You can bring your hand down to your leg or your foot. With each inhale, create length. And with the exhale, maybe you can hinge just a bit more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge. Slowly walk the hands back towards the body. Extend that left leg long to meet the right. Readjust the sit bones. Bend the right knee. Sole of the foot comes to the mat. Take that right hand behind the right hip. Left arm wraps around the right knee. Press down through the sit bones. Inhale, grow tall. As you exhale, begin to twist to the right, keeping that left foot flexed and active. Root down through the sit bones. Inhale, grow tall. Slowly come back to center. Let the right knee open up out to the right. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hinge forward as you reach out, bringing the hands to the leg or the foot. No problem to have a bend in that knee. Relax the head and neck here. Slowly walk the hands back towards the body. Extend the right leg long to meet the left, coming back to Dandasana staff pose. Go ahead and close your eyes. Come back to that balanced breath. If it's gotten away from you, let go of any thoughts running through your head or plans that you're making for later today, and allow yourself to be here. Let's come to all fours, hands and knees. So from all fours, you'll take a breath in. As you exhale, shift the hips to the heels, the chest to the thighs, coming to extended child's pose. On the inhale, come back up, all fours. So you're going to be moving in and out of child's pose here, letting your breath guide your speed. Remember, there's no need to rush. The next time you come up to all fours, pause there. Step your right foot forward between the hands. The top of the left foot is flat on the mat. As you inhale, the arms sweep up. So the hips are lowering towards the mat here. Navel draws in. Arms strong and active, or hands are on the hips. Now, it's all optional, but this one's really hard for me. So you're going to bend the left knee and see if you can reach back with the left hand And just draw the left heel towards the glute to get a nice stretch in that quad. Lower that left foot. Lower the hands, one on either side of the right knee. Step that right knee back to meet the left. Shift back to child's pose. As you inhale, come back up, all fours. Step the left foot forward between the hands. Top of the right foot flat on the mat. On the inhale, arms sweep up, hips lower to the mat, lower towards the mat. Navel draws in. Focus on your breath. You can stay just like this, or if you'd like to try that quad stretch, bend the right knee. See if you can reach back with that right hand. Maybe, maybe not. And then you'll just draw that the right heel towards that right glute. Yeah, it's not going to work for me on that side today, and that's okay. Lower the hands down to the mat. Step that left knee back to meet the right. Shift back to child's pose. Inhale, come up, all fours. Once again, we're going to step that right foot forward. This time, we're going to shift the hips back. The toes come up off of the mat, so we're up on our right heel. Extend the spine nice and long as you hinge forward. So we're getting a nice stretch in the back of that right leg. Breathe here. Shift the body forward, bringing the sole of the right foot to the mat. Step that right knee back to meet the left. Take a moment to shift back to child's pose. Inhale up, all fours. Step the left foot forward between the hands. We're going to shift the hips back. The left toes come up off of the mat as we hinge from those hips, folding forward over the left leg. Shift the body forward, bringing the left foot to the mat. Step that left knee back to meet the right. Shift back to child's pose. Inhale, come up, all fours. One more time, we're going to step that right foot forward. Take your right hand to the inside of the right foot. You're going to curl the toes under on the left foot, reach through the heel, and let that left knee float up off of the mat. You can stay just like this, or perhaps you can come down to your forearms. Breathe here. Keep the back of that left thigh lifted. Focus on your breath. Come back up onto those hands. Lower the left knee, uncurl the toes. Take your right hand to the outside of the right knee. Step the right knee back to meet the left. Shift back to child's pose. Inhale, up, all fours. Step that left foot forward between the hands. Take your left hand to the inside of the left foot. So something that helps me here is I press my left knee into my left shoulder into the knee. Curl the toes under on the right foot. Now, that's an option, of course. You could keep the knee down if that's better for you. But if you're able, you'll curl the toes under, extend through the heel. The right knee floats up off of the mat. You can stay like this or lower those forearms down to the mat. Keep the left knee hugged in. Balanced breath. Back of the right thigh lifts towards the sky. Lower the right knee, uncurl the toes. Come up onto the hands. Take your left hand to the outside of the left foot. Step your left knee back to meet the right. Shift back to child's pose. As you inhale, come up all fours. From here, we're going to move into downward facing dog. So the sun's coming out. It appears right when we're getting ready to do our sun salutations. Perfect. So curl the toes under. Start to shift the hips towards the heels. The knees lift as you press back to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Remember, we're looking for length in the spine here. Relax the heels towards the mat. Relax the head and neck. Start to bend the knees. Go back down into child's pose. As you inhale, come back up all fours. Once again, curl the toes under. Start to shift the hips towards the heels. Knees lift as you press back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Start to walk the feet forward towards your hands, coming to Uttanasana, forward fold. Relax the head and neck here. Focus on that breath. Place the hands on the hips, press down through the feet, come up to standing Tadasana, mountain pose. As you inhale, the arms sweep up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, folding forward. Fingertips come down to the ground. On the inhale, bring yourself up halfway. So here, the crown of the head is reaching to that space in front of you, feet pressing into the floor. As you exhale, fold forward. From here, you'll step your right foot back, followed by the left, and your knees can be up or down. I'll put my knees down for this one. Inner elbows look towards the space in front of you. You're going to begin to bend the elbows towards the space behind you as you lower towards the ground for Chaturanga. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising to Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. Shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. Curl your toes under, shift back. Downward facing dog. Start to walk the feet forward, coming to Uttanasana. Forward fold. Press down through your feet. The arms start to lift. Once the arms are in line with the ears, use the core, come all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. As you inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold forward, hinging from those hips. On the inhale, come up halfway. As you exhale, fold forward. Step the feet back to plank. This time I'll do knees up. If the knees are up, you're going to float forward to the tops of the toes. Then begin to bend those elbows towards the space behind you. I've run out of room. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising to Bhujangasana. Curl the toes under, shift back, down dog. So here you can rest in down dog. You could even take child's pose if that feels more restful to you. Start to walk the feet forward towards the hands. Coming to Uttanasana, forward fold. Place the hands on the hips. Press down through the feet. Come up to Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hinge forward. On the inhale, bring yourself up halfway. As you exhale, fold forward. Step your right foot back, followed by your left, coming to plank. You'll hug those elbows in. I'm going to move back a little bit because I've gone too forward. I'm going to run into my plants. Hug the elbows in as you slowly lower down, chaturanga. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising bhujangasana, cobra pose. Curl the toes under, shift back, downward facing dog. Step the feet forward, coming to uttanasana, forward fold. Press down through the feet. Arms start to lift. Once those arms are in line with the ears, use the core, come all the way up. Exhale, hands come to your heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, hinge. Step the feet back to plank once again. Knees can be up or down. Begin to lower for chaturanga. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising to bhujangasana. Curl the toes under, shift back and rest. Down dog or child's pose, you choose. Come back to the balanced breath here. Let go of anything that's not serving you. Start to walk the feet forward, and we'll do one more round of sun salutation A. As you inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, folding forward. As you inhale, bring yourself up halfway. Exhale, hinge. Step back to plank. Hug the elbows in. Slowly lower down, chaturanga. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising to bhujangasana. Curl the toes under, shift back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Step the feet forward, coming to Uttanasana. Press down through the feet. Arms start to lift. Once they're in line with the ears, use the core, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold forward, hinging from the hips. Inhale, bring yourself up halfway. Exhale, fold. Step back to plank. Hug those elbows in. Slowly lower down. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising to bhujangasana. Curl the toes under, shift back to downward facing dog. So we're going to move into our pigeon pose. From down dog, sweep that right leg out behind you. Bend your right knee. Float forward, drawing your right knee towards the right wrist. Right ankle towards the left wrist. You're going to lower the shin to the mat, lower the left knee, uncurl the toes. So, here, if your right hip collapses onto the ground, if you have a block or a pillow or something, you can just nestle it under the right hip to keep it up. For years, when I was doing this pose, I would actually sit on my shin because I just didn't have the flexibility to do otherwise. Over time, that shin should get more parallel to the top of the mat. Bring the hands in line with the hips. Hips are square towards the front. On the exhale, begin to walk your hands forward. Coming down to those forearms, cross the forearms in front of you and rest the forehead. Remember, we have that alternate pose, the supine figure 4, if this is not accessible to you. Relax the head and neck here. Bring your awareness to the right hip, the right glute. See if you can just relax and let go. come up onto the forearms. Place the hands right beneath the shoulders. So here what we're going to do is step back to a three-legged dog. So you'll curl the toes under on the left foot. The knee lifts. Press back as you press that right foot up towards the sky for your three-legged dog. Lower the right foot to the mat. So we're back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Just notice any differences between that right and left leg. My right leg right now feels alive and the blood is flowing. So let's balance it out. Sweep that left leg out behind you. Bend the knee. Take that left knee towards the left wrist, left ankle towards the right wrist. Lower the shin, lower the right knee, uncurl the toes. So first we walk our hands in line with the hips, square the hips towards the front, navel draws in. Again, if this left hip is collapsing to the ground, you could wedge a block or a pillow beneath it. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, start to walk your hands forward. Come down to the forearms. Eventually crossing those forearms in front of you, resting the forehead. Bringing the awareness to the left hip, left glute. Seeing if you can just let go. Come back up onto the forearms. Place the hands right beneath the shoulders. Curl the toes under. The right knee lifts up. Press back, sending that left foot up towards the sky. And then lower the left foot to the mat. Coming back to downward facing dog. Now notice if the legs feel more balanced. We're going to start to bend the knees. Go back down into child's pose and rest here. Bring your hands next to your knees and press yourself up. We're going to come to Sukhasana once again. Simple cross-legged seated posture. And then you're going to bend your knees, placing the soles of the feet on the mat. Take your right hand under the right leg and grasp the left ankle. Slide that left foot under the right leg. So your left foot ends up next to the right hip and you're going to flex that foot. You can stay just like this. We'll call this stage 1. Now, if you can keep both sit bones rooted firmly, you can pick up that right foot and place it to the outside of the left leg. But you have to keep those sit bones rooted down. If not, just come back to phase 1. Take your right hand behind the right hip. Make sure you have a nice tall spine here. Wrap your left arm around the right leg. Root down through the sit bones. Inhale, grow tall. As you exhale, begin to twist to the right. So you can stay just like this, or for a deeper version of the twist, you could take that left elbow to the outside of the right knee. This is called half Lord of the Fishes pose. Press down through your sit bones. Inhale, grow tall. As you exhale, slowly bring yourself back to center. If you're in phase 2, you can pick up the right foot, bring it back to phase 1, and then slide that left foot out. Take the left hand under the left leg, grasp your right ankle. Slide that right foot so that it's the outside of the left hip. We are sitting in phase 1 here. If you can keep those sit bones rooted firmly, you can pick up the left foot and bring it to the outside of the right knee. Make sure that right foot is flexed here. Left hand comes behind the left hip, nice tall spine. Wrap your right arm around the left knee. Press down through the sit bones. Inhale, grow tall. As you exhale, begin to twist to the left. And again, you can stay just like this, or take that right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Press down through your sit bones. Inhale, create length in your spine. As you exhale, slowly bring yourself back to center. So if you're in phase 2, you'll pick up the left foot, bring it back, slide that right foot out. We're going to come back to Sukhasana, easy pose. I'm just trying to remember. I'm going to be teaching something I haven't taught in a while. So we're going to do those Gomukhasana arms again, but we're going to add the legs. So for this pose, start with your feet on the ground. Take your right hand under the right leg. You're going to slide that left foot under the right leg. Then you're going to pick up your right leg, cross it over, stack the knees. Now, if this isn't going to work for you, you can absolutely come to Sukhasana, easy pose. So we want both feet to be flexed here. Our right knee is on top. So we'll lift the right arm towards the sky. Bend the elbow, bringing the palm between the shoulder blades. You can have your strap here. Reach around with the left hand. See if you can find your fingertips. If not, you can find that strap. Nice tall spine, flexed feet, Gomukhasana, cow face pose. Release the hands. Bring that left hand around, right arm reaches tall, lower it to the knees. You're going to unstack the legs, bringing the soles of the feet to the mat. Remember which one you had on top. Next, left hand under the left leg, grasp that right foot. Slide the right foot beneath that left leg. Pick up your left leg. We're going to stack the knees, one on top of the other, and flex the feet. Nice tall spine here. Left arm reaches towards the sky. Bend the elbow so that the hand is between the shoulder blades. Reach around with the right hand. See if you can find the fingertips. If not, you can use the strap. So your left bicep is hugging into your left ear. Feet are flexed. Spine is lengthened. Breath is balanced. Release the hands. Bring your right hand around. Left arm reaches tall. Lower it down to the knees. We are going to unstack the feet, placing the soles of the feet on the mat, and then extend the legs out nice and long, adjusting the sit bones as needed. So I want you to start this pose by bending the knees slightly. As you inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, folding forward. So you can hold on to your feet And then just start to slide the feet out as far as you can, because not everybody can do this with straight legs, and that's fine. We want a nice tall spine here. We're hinging forward, Paschimottanasana. Start to walk the hands back towards the body. Take a nice wide-legged seat. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, folding forward. Hands can come to the ground, or if you'd like, you can hold on to the toes. Feet are flexed. Slowly bring yourself back up. You can sit back in Dandasana, staff pose. Bend the knees, soles of the feet come to your mat. Sit way up on those sit bones and place the right hand on the right knee, left hand on the left knee. So we're going to rock back just a little bit to the fleshier part of the bottom, but notice I'm not rounding my spine here. Lift the right foot or right leg. You can hold on to the calf, followed by the left. So we're balancing here. We're not bending the back. If you'd like, you can extend the arms out nice and long, and you can even try straightening the legs. Not for me today. I'm about 50-50. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. Focus on your breath. Navasana, boat pose. Slowly lower the feet to the ground. Hug the knees, and we're going to rock back on to our backs. So you're on your back, and you're just going to press the soles of the feet up towards the sky. Your hands can rest wherever they're comfortable. Watch the breath flow in through the nose and out through the nose. Start to bend the knees, bringing the soles of the feet to the mat. And then let the soles of the feet come together as those knees open up out to the sides. Take your index fingers, link them together, and then bring the arms up overhead for a figure 8. Just allow the body to relax. Let go of any tension. We'll begin to transition into Shavasana. If there's anything that you need for these last few minutes to be comfortable, please feel free to grab that now. Once you have what you need, you'll just extend those legs out nice and long. Arms by your sides, palms face the sky, and the arms are a few inches away from the body. So you want to make sure that you're not bumping into things. We want to give ourselves the best opportunity to relax and absorb our practice. Let the feet just flop open. Relax the jaw by creating a space between the top and bottom rows of teeth. And let the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. Let the eyes rest in their sockets. Resist the urge to make subtle movements. Let the natural breath take over. Rest in Shavasana. slowly start to deepen the breath, becoming aware of the space around you and becoming aware of your body. You can start to make subtle movements that feel good, like wiggling the fingers and toes, rotating through the wrists and the ankles. You can open the mouth wide and turn the head gently from side to side. And then stretch through the arms and the legs like you're just waking up. Nice full body stretch. And then roll to the right side in the fetal position. And we'll stay there for a few breaths. Keeping your eyes closed if you'd like. You can use the arms to bring yourself back up to a comfortable seated position. And once you get there, you can bring the hands to the heart in Anjali Mudra. So I wanted to share a poem with you before we go for the day. And this is by Mary Oliver, and it's called Storage. When I moved from one house to another, there were many things I had no room for. What does one do? I rented a storage space and filled it. Years passed. Occasionally I went there and looked in, but nothing happened, not a single twinge of the heart. As I grew older, the things I cared about grew fewer, but were more important. So one day I undid the lock and called the trash man. He took everything. I felt like the little donkey when his burden is finally lifted. Things, burn them, make a beautiful fire. More room in your heart for love, for the trees, for the birds who own nothing, the reason they can fly. So Mary Oliver reminds us that when we can learn to detach, we can attain freedom. When we learn to let go. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me this morning. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free from suffering. May you have ease and well-being. Namaste. Have a wonderful day.